I'm Executive Chef Joseph Schutza. Welcome to our kitchen. Today I'd like to share with you my procedure for making dry aged beef at home. The beef that we were going to age is a certified Angus beef ribeye. We are going to utilize the dry aging bags, and they enable the air to penetrate but block out moisture. So join me now as I show you how I prepare this. Well, to begin with, my ribeye, certified Angus beef, I cut it in half because the meat is too large for my chamber vacuum sealer. So I want to be able to make certain that I get a good seal with the bags. In half because the meat is too large for my chamber vacuum sealer. So I want to be able to make certain that I get a good seal with the bags. So what we want to do is fold the end of the bag to protect the area here where the seal is going to be made. Let us go ahead and carefully put it in our bag. Well, now that we have our meat into the bags, I'd like to trim off some of the excess. The particular brand of dry aging bag that I'm using comes with these little adapter strips. And what they are to do is they help the bag seal. What you would do is you would place it inside here, and where the seal bar is going to make the contact to melt the plastic together to secure it, this adapter helps that happen. Now, this adapter is only needed if you're using a suction vacuum seal machine or like a food saver type. What I'm using is called a chamber vacuum sealer. I do not need this yellow adapter for this. It will be able to seal without it. Now that our meats have been sealed, they may not have a complete tight seal to it, you know, like a regular cryovac, simply because the bag itself is really thin. But all you got to do is just make certain that the bag is making contact with the meat, and be certain to put it on a wire rack. You absolutely need air circulating completely around the meat or whatever protein that you are dry aging, because the air is what's actually drying it. So if you were to just leave this on a sheet pan, no airflow at the bottom of the meat, it actually just would rot there and you'd have to throw it away. So now I'm going to label it with some tape and put it in the refrigerator downstairs and leave it there for 45 days. I will be adding pictures every week just to show the progress of it. And let's impatiently wait. Well, here we are after 43 days of drying in my refrigerator downstairs, and let's go ahead and remove it from the bag. One thing you'll notice, it is dry, and you can feel and hear how hard it is. The discoloration, this is all normal. Sometimes you even see some surface mold. Nothing wrong with that. Now, as we clean this off, you will portion it into steaks or however size you want. Keep in mind that dry aging may seem like it's unsafe to eat or just seem like, oh, it's rotted. But in a properly controlled environment where you're controlling the temperature as well as the humidity, it is perfectly safe to eat. Now, when we clean this out off the edges, and they'll refer to this as the bark, as long as the discoloration, the mold, and things of such are on the exterior of the steak, it is perfectly fine. But if you find when you're cutting through and portioning your steaks that you see veins of mold or any type of bad stuff running through, then your meat is bad and should be discarded. So what I like to do at that time, or like to do now, is let's go ahead and trim this. I trim a little at a time. I want to make certain that I'm not wasting too much. And you see how the darkness went through all the way around? We will trim that back. Now this is the thinner end of the meat, so it'll be a little less material that we'll use. And as it gets to the fatter part, this eye you will see become much larger. So let us just gently start cutting away. Well, there you have homemade DIY dry aged beef. Of course, you could purchase one of the dry aged cabinets, but you're looking anywhere from $7,000 to $10,000, $20,000, depending on how large you go. They make smaller models for the home that are maybe around the $2,000 range. But let me tell you, if you don't have the space or have that kind of money in the budget to do that, you cannot beat these dry aging bags. All you need is a space in the refrigerator in which you can leave it alone. And fortunately, our extra refrigerator down in the basement is basically just for extra storage. We don't really go in and out of it. So we're able to make or keep a constant low humidity, anywhere from 22, 25% to about 30% is where it stays all the time. Now, if we're putting grocery or something into it and we open and close it a few times, during the hour or whatever, 30 minutes, then the humidity will spike a bit, but it's nothing to be concerned about. The benefits to dry aging meats, it makes the meat more tender, breaks down the fats, develops an intense flavor, and I'll tell you, the first time we've ever had dry aged meat, even parts of the fat on a strip steak that you would normally find chewy or probably not even eat it, just spit it out, literally broke down in your mouth like butter, just chewed. It was fantastic. And the flavor profile will tend to get a little earthy and a nutty flavor, but I assure you it is fantastic meat. Well, thank you very much for joining. I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and I hope that you try it yourself and let me know what you think. The bags really are fantastic, and as long as you take, caution and, exercise proper, safe food handling, you should really have nothing to worry about. If you've not already done so, please subscribe to us and be up to date with all of our weekly posts. Thanks again for joining. Jag är färdig.